This one takes on a story based on true events, and we follow this photographer, played by Johnny Depp. He works for Life magazine and is used to covering all sorts of terrible events around the world. And this time around he stumbles upon a story involving a fishing village in Japan. And apparently something not quite right is going on around there, and that needs investigating and documenting. Now, I knew virtually nothing about this movie or the events it depicted. I more or less just showed up because I'm a fan of Johnny Depp, and he really doesn't disappoint here either. But it turns out that I have actually heard of similar stories and seen movies dealing with similar stuff as well. However, these kind of things never cease to horrify me, and this one is no different. It's just sorta unbelievable to me the kind of things people and corporations get up to and can get away with as well. And it's just incredibly sad seeing people mistreated and suffering, like this movie depicts. But I feel like the movie did find a nice balance, and I like the overall tone here. It doesn't get too melodramatic, and it doesn't paint the bad guys out as some sort of cartoon villains either. In fact, I found most of the things that happen in this movie to be perfectly believable. And this movie actually has quite a bit of heart as well. It's kind of a somber movie in a lot of ways. But it also doesn't lack levity, because Johnny Depp's character certainly brings quite a bit of humor into this as well. And that's one of the things I liked about this the most, how it balances everything. Because his character is kind of jaded and doesn't seem to take anything very seriously, except when it's needed. Then he absolutely does, and it just feels natural. It doesn't feel out of character, and it doesn't feel jarring in any way either. And that's probably a combination of a great performance and great writing. Because I noticed very early on that the writing in this is actually reasonably sharp, and I very much liked it. Especially when it comes to the dialogue, but also the characters and the story. And if you look at the writing credits, that should be kinda surprising, to be honest. Because this had a total of 4 writers, and none of them particularly experienced. In fact, 2 of them are first-time writers, and the other 2 haven't written anything that looks particularly impressive. But somehow they punched way above their weight class here and delivered a very solid script. Andrew Levitas also did a very good job here with the direction. I don't really have any complaints in that department. And whoever handled the cinematography did a good job as well, because it's a pretty good looking movie. The editing was also very solid, and the pacing felt very good considering it's sort of a slow moving film. So you know, I don't really have any genuine complaints about this movie overall. In fact, I even have some more praise, because I do need to mention that I found Minami's performance to be very good as well. She really stood out here because of this very mysterious air that she projects. And my eyes were basically glued to her every second she was on screen. I don't think I've seen her in anything before, but I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for her in the future because she really impressed me. Other than that though, I'm not really sure what else to say about this one. It's just very solid with some great performances, and it tells a very heartfelt story too. And I enjoyed it and liked most things about it, but at the same time it's not any sort of masterpiece, so I think I'm leaning toward giving this one a high 7. Boop. And yeah, I would probably recommend this if you're into very human dramas. And if you're not, you can probably skip it or do whatever you feel like. After all, I'm not your dad. But hey, what are your thoughts on this? Have you seen it? Did you like it? Let me know. And if you enjoyed the video, maybe give it a thumbs up or sub to the channel, because that would be fantastic.